you know, the African American plight, for the first time in world history,
yes,
is being acknowledged globally. Right? There is more opportunity that is going to blossom over the next year, year and a half for African American entrepreneurs and for political aspirants, and you know, the world has recognized our plight, right? And there's going to be so many opportunities and possibilities and people that want to help. And the thing that I fear most is the thing that we're talking about, where our minds potentially have been so habituated to enemy mindset that we won't be able to recognize the new friends we have. You know, and it's a really, really critical time for us as a community to recognize the inner blocks that we may have to our progress in the moment that a lot of the outer blocks have been moved away in an unprecedented way. You know, so it's one of the reasons I was excited about doing this conversation with you now. I think you represent a very powerful example of, you know, making that transition from, you know, having to do what you got to do to survive, to making your way into learning how to play the game and how to use the system and how to seize the tiny little cracks when the door opens. You know, you learn how to get your foot through that door when the tiniest crack opens up, and you never let it close again.
So with that being said, you threw my whole train of thought, man. God, get me back on track, bro. Come on, because you
Charlie, you keep saying with that being said. You gotta stop saying I'm trying to help you do your show. You keep saying with that being said.
Okay, so
just let it be said and just move on. You don't have to say with that being said. Now, with that being said, let's move to. So I started in this industry. One of the biggest and the most important things to me was to travel, right? It was one of the biggest things in music and in my life. I had driven when I was like 8. My father took my whole family across the country in a camper, and I saw the Grand Canyon. And you know, we drove the southern route and then came back the northern route through North Dakota, went through the Badlands and back through Chicago, Niagara Falls. So you know, I had been around this country and I loved and I wanted to travel. And the first time that Jazzy Jeff and the Fresh Prince had an opportunity to go to Africa. You remember that? We got offered a concert in Africa, and tears came to my eyes. Like, I was so excited to go to do this concert, and Jeff said no. He didn't want to go. And Jeff, why didn't you want to go? Why?
Pass it over to you.
Why did you say you didn't want to go, Jeff?
I don't remember.
Do you remember the quote?
No.
The quote.
He said, and I quote, "Man, we don't even know what kind of bugs is going to be over there." This joker turned down a trip to Africa the first time because we didn't know what kind of bugs was going to be over there.
Oh,
I bet there is a lot of people.
Where is Charlie throwing a door when you need him? And Jeff turned down Africa, and he turned down Australia for the same reason, because he didn't know what kind of bugs was going to be over there.
Hey, man.
I went, though. I eventually went.
You went 6 years later, Jeff.
It took a minute.
You had to get around to it.
So what was it, Jeff? Were you like, was it the flights? What was your, because Jeff was a serious homebody. He would drive anywhere. Yeah. Do you remember when Jeff would get physically sick and start throwing up when we had to travel?
Absolutely. Absolutely. So, y'all, I want to know how this happened. at the point where y'all actually started your career and the messaging that you actually were utilizing, you removed profanity from your music. How did both of y'all sync like that? How did that even come about?
Well, when I first told Jeff that I didn't want to have profanity in the music, he was like, "Yo, that's fucking stupid." I said, "Stop cursing." No, but that was my grandmother.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
like my grandmother found my rap book, and because when I started writing, I was writing with all kinds of curse words. Like,
really?
Yeah. When I first started writing, it was you know, it fit in with what everybody else was doing. And she found my rap book, and she turned to the last page, and she never said anything to me, and she wrote, "Dear Willard, truly intelligent people do not have to use words like these to express themselves. Please show the world that you are as smart as we think you are. Love, Gigi."
Wow.
And then from that moment, I don't know if I wanted to, because it was really hard for me, because you know I like to express myself. I can throw them. I can throw them with the best.
No. Listen. Now, let's let everybody know we have a thing called the mayonnaise level.
The mayonnaise level. Are we doing it? We gonna do that? We gotta do that again?
Well, I'm saying, listen. I'm just saying, I'm giving people context of how the Jazzy and Fresh Prince, team work. You know what I mean? Because again, I'm saying, listen. The perception is that we were the nice guys.
Cool.
Yeah.
The perception was that we were the soft guys.
That's why we had to fight every week.
Every weekend. Mm-hmm. How did it actually come seamless like that, where you were just one?
Yeah, I think for me, one of the big things was having been a DJ, right? So because I was a DJ before, Jeff retired me, but yeah, Jeff retired me. It was like,
and a producer.
Yeah, I was a DJ and a producer, and he straight retired me. So because I had a little bit of experience, I kind of understood, and Jeff was the musical genius in the group. I could rap, but I didn't know anything about records, and Jeff had savant level comprehension of jazz. So Jeff could make records. I could rap, but Jeff was responsible for making all of the early records. I wasn't really a record maker. So he could take what I wanted to say. I didn't know about bar structure or story structure or hooks or anything like that. So, the first 3 albums is really all Jeff in terms of the structuring of it. And I would throw out ideas, and then he would say, no, don't say it like that. Do it like this,
He was the most amazing idea person ever, though.